Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination thrive. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair. Come on down and get your geek a gift at the Sci-Fi Center. We got almost everything a geek could want at the Sci-Fi Center. You name it, we got it. Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, and everything in between at the Sci-Fi
Welcome to Thursday, at least the last 9 minutes of it. Welcome to a sort of impromptu Midnight Express. Probably going to be a really short show. I was expecting to have Brad back in, but just 10 minutes after I made the thumbnail, as you can see with him missing on it, he let me know that he will not be here tonight. So I don't know my schedule tomorrow. If I do anything, it'll be super late. And like I said, these next 2 days are all sorts of screwed up for me as far as my outside YouTube life. So I know for certain we're going to be doing a Super Bowl watch party on Sunday. That's about all I know for sure right now. And then I'm going to try to get us back on track on Monday. We're probably going to do at least 6 episodes of Daredevil just to get it out there for people. Now, you don't necessarily need to watch these watch parties with us, all the time, because like I said, most people watch our streams after the fact. So it's going to be out there for you to watch as we head into Daredevil Born Again, premiering on March 4th, and we will be watching that as it airs. $2 super chat from Rational Skeptics. Thank you, Rob. Rob, thoughts on Rob Liefeld cutting with Marvel? I only heard enough about it to, I guess he felt like he was being snubbed. He didn't get to meet Kevin Feige or some kind of stuff like that, even though I thought that they included him enough, but I've only heard the one side, and you're not going to hear from Marvel on it, so that's really kind of tough. I mean, I wish he was, he got. I'm not going to say he got lucky, but he caught lightning in a bottle and has been fortunate enough to be associated with the product all these years. Him and Fabian Nakaeza created those characters, so. But yeah, I guess he quit Marvel because he he didn't think he was getting the type of exposure and connections that he should get for creating Daredevil. And who knows, he may be right, but I don't know the inner workings of their deal and their relationship. So yeah, but I did hear about that today. All right, let's go to the beginning. Here's a duck. William, just me, because somebody is still sick. He lost his voice, so I really, if you can't speak, it's really hard for you to be on a show where we're talking. Back can't make the stream. I'll join. Nah, this is probably going to be a super short stream because, like I said, I got some allergy issues I'm dealing with. Like I said, I have things going on all around us that are, outside of YouTube that has really thrown me off. So yeah, I'm not going to be here that long, and especially if I'm by myself. If I don't have anybody doing half the talking, I ain't gonna. I am partying like it's Thursday night in Vegas, laying in bed watching a computer. Yeah, pretty much what I'd be doing. I'm doing the same thing you are, Clint, except I am on the other end of the computer. This Hall of Fame class seems kind of complex to me. Eric Allen, Antonio Gates, Sterling Sharp, and Jared Allen. Feel like Luke Kuechly should have been there. Wasn't Eli Manning supposed to be on the ballot? Or wasn't he? I don't like Hall of Fames. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. When it comes to Hall of Fames, I think they're bullshit. And it doesn't matter what the sport is, NBA Hall of Fame, Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. I have some major issues with Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Football Hall of Fame, wrestling. And the reason why is because it's done by the press. And depending on what type of relationship you may have had with the press, you may or may not get in. Or if the press has a perception of you, you're gonna put in guys that were part of the steroid era, some of them, and then you're going to deny other guys that because your level of belief is higher for one player than it might have been other. Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose should have been in the Hall of Fame. And then it's a combination between Major League Baseball executives, the shithead commissioners not making certain people eligible, and then people who are voting on them. So yeah, I really, when it comes to Hall of Fame induction, things like that, I really, I really don't like them because it's subjective. Set a standard, and if the person meets that standard that's already been in there, then let him in. Eli Manning has 2 Super Bowl rings, and he was a critical part of beating a near unbeatable Patriots team. It's 2-time Super Bowl MVP. I don't understand, what the criteria is. If Pete Rose isn't in the Hall of Fame, then I could give 2 shits less about Baseball Hall of Fame. I ignore and distance myself from Baseball's Hall of Fame. I don't care what Pete Rose was suspended for. 4,000 hits is 4,000 hits. Yet I got executives in stuffed shirts telling me that Pete Rose isn't a Hall of Famer. Barry Bonds. Listen, not too many things I hate more in sports than the San Francisco Giants. But Barry Bonds was a Hall of Fame before you even remotely suspected him of doing steroids. And guess what? How am I keeping Barry Bonds out of the Hall of Fame when the entirety of the pitching staffs of every team was probably on it? Hell, you probably needed to be on it just to have a even playing field. Because, you got guys throwing gas that were roided up. And so how, as far as I'm concerned, he was using the tools of the era. So, yeah, and Roger Clemens, same thing with Roger Clemens. There's enough there for Roger Clemens to be in the Hall of Fame. And if you can't give me a definitive list of who did what and who didn't do what, then you guys should just chuck that. So, yeah, Hall of Fames on any sports, I consider them to be. And I know they mean a big deal for the players. But like I said, those are things that are out of their control. The players can control how they play on the field. And, the voters, I don't know, Baseball Writers Association, all that stuff is just a complete waste of time for me. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. There we go. Steve Smith deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. I'd kill to see a comic book and wrestling collide magically. Hey, those lyrics. Hello, Chuck. Hello, Fourth Music Man. What's going on? Brad has lost it, or is in the process of getting his voice back. He's been sick the last couple of days, so that's why we had the milk carton up there. So the missing, even though we know where he's at. I haven't had a chance to read the article about Rob Liefeld. I just read the headline of it. Like I said, I never knew the details of his relationship with Marvel Studios. I don't know. If we were going to do a longer than a half-hour show, we're already 10 minutes into a half-hour show, so maybe. Yes, please like, subscribe. Yeah, I'm horrible at getting you guys to like and subscribe, by the way. Like, subscribe, and turn on the alert bell. Thank you. Allegations, William. I have allegations against you too. The latter. That's not an allegation. I'm guilty as fuck. I tried to rid the world of you while you were up on a ladder. I have no shame. And guess what? If you come back down here again, guess what's going to happen this time? Oh my gosh, I saw this nonsense. Lots of fans fighting between Fantastic Four. It's stupid. This is the same dumb shit that we did back in 2013, where nobody would give certain movies a chance because they weren't from this company or that company. And as a comic book collector, reading everything across the board, the cinematic comic book fans of the 2013, 14, 15, and up in that area were absolute shitheads to be around. They ruined it. And I really don't want to see that come back. The Marvel heads are not getting a check from Kevin. They're not getting a direct deposit from Kevin Feige. And David Zaslav ain't sending you any money for Pimp and Superman. If the movie's down your alley, go see it and enjoy it. Don't get involved in all this nonsense. That really ruined things for a lot of people. I know it ruined things for me. You're not on Team Marvel. You get $0 and 0 cents for being on Team Marvel, and you get probably even less knowing how cheap David Zaslav is for being on Team DC. So the whole who's watching this trailer more and all this, I'm like, as we explained the other night, it doesn't matter how many more people watch one of these trailers or the other. These movies have two different missions. The mission that James Gunn has in regards to DCU is completely different than the mission that Kevin Feige has for Fantastic Four and the subsequent movies that are happening around that. One movie is starting a brand new universe and establishing a brand. The other one is getting the momentum back for the next phase of their brand. It's completely two different things. It really doesn't matter. The comparisons are stupid. The only real comparison is that they're both comic book movies and they're coming out in July. Two different missions, two different goals, two different stories. Enjoy both of them, brother. And if you're not a DC fan, you don't have to go see it. If you're not a Marvel fan, you don't have to go see that movie. But this whole like I said, I remember just how many stupid people mess things up for people. When it came down to BVS and Avengers and all this other stuff, I saw all that stuff. I had fun. I was having as much fun as I could with the MCU at that area as I was with but I didn't understand this. Maybe because I sit in a place that has them all on the shelf, and I sell. Dude, you come in here, you tell me what you're into. I sell you Marvel and DC. I never understood this. When I was growing up as a kid, we didn't have the stupid Marvel versus DC shit. Because most times the best people work for both companies anyway. Todd McFarlane did stuff for DC. Frank Miller did stuff for DC and Marvel. There were very few people at the time that were like residents, but each era had their own. In the 80s and 90s, it was X-Men with Batman rule. I mean, so yeah, I don't understand it. It's stupid. Those are my thoughts on it. Yeah, what's in getting snubbed again? Yeah, there's a lot of people that are good. The Hall of Fame is just, like I said, it's the Oscars in the Hall of Fame are beginning to be the same waste of time for me. Yeah, I just why? Why? His stats when it mattered are, if the goal is to win championships, his stats when it mattered and the feat that he pulled off in 2007, if you're not gonna put him, have him in on the first ballot, why? He doesn't get better on the next ballot. This is what always makes me sick. Oh, the guy didn't get. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's fucking retired. He's not getting any better post retirement. He's not throwing any more touchdowns. He's not throwing for any more yards. So if he's a Hall of Famer, He's a Hall of Famer the moment he's on the ballot. These people don't get better or worse as time goes on. They've been out of the game for 5 years in most of these cases. So if you can vote for him 5 years from now, what did he get back and play a secret league that you're collecting stats on? I hate this. Ugh. Well, WWE Hall of Fame's a joke to begin with because I'm not going to ever take a proprietary Hall of Fame that's actually owned by a wrestling company in anything. So, well, it's whatever he's dealing with sickness. This allegation, both allegations levied against me tonight are true. I did indeed try to push Fort 1000 off of the ladder, and I'm going to do it again. I just need him to get down here to Vegas, or let me come home to San Bernardino and deal with you. Pretty sure we got ladders there. Holy cow! Where the fuck does this come from? Jesus. All right. So we're at 17 minutes, so we're about halfway through. Let's see. NFL Hall of Fame is light years better than LB. They're both jokes to me. Today kind of proved it. Like I just said, I don't like any company or any promotion that has their own Hall of Fame is kind of worthless to me. I mean, Sting is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Sting didn't wrestle in WWE till he's like 55 years old, and he wrestled like 3 matches. How is he in the Hall of Fame? Many of the people, he owns WCW. Well, Sting never in his prime never wrestled for that version that was that WWE bought. His contract along with Goldberg did not come over. Sting, guys like that, their contracts were tied to Turner. They weren't tied to W. So I don't see how. Yeah. So yeah, and they put people in there like the Rock and Roll Express. I think there are people in here that have never even wrestled in WWE. So yeah, their Hall of Fame's a joke. So. Let's see. Matt Random 5150. I think I do not recognize your name, so welcome to Sci-Fi Center 5150. I think that I'm thinking that's a reference to Van Halen. We're just a crazy code. Suggestion: I've been listening to a band called Rebel 8. They're super small. They have this cool song called Reborn. I really like it. Can you give me a generation? Send me the link. Send me the link if it's on YouTube or whatever you send me the link. I'll take a look at it and I'll give you my response. Yeah, the fly is back. First he loses his phone and now he lost himself. Now I know exactly where Brad is. I just was hilarious because he hasn't been on in a while. Let's see. Hold on. Be right. All right, we're at 19 minutes. Got about 10 more minutes left. I'm going to go see Jurassic World, Fantastic Four. They all be fit, and it's great for everyone all around. They all benefit. Okay, like I said, as of someone who's not going to see Jurassic Park, I still think it's good. It helped Superman. It really helps Superman, and I think Superman is helped by the fact that it's in between what I think are going to be 2 blockbusters that could help Superman be a blockbuster. You should check out this new band, Rebel 8. I've been listening to. Okay, yeah, dude, message me the link. I'll take a look at it. Superman versus F4 is a fight is silly. We all know Jurassic Park. Well, Jurassic Park is if there's any sure bet that's going to make the most money, unless there's some kind of surprise, it's Jurassic Park to proven. I mean, Marvel has a proven track record too, but not with this particular IP yet. I think I'm not expecting $1 billion right out of the gate for Fantastic Four. Maybe the other movies that they'll be in. Obviously, the Avengers movies have had a record. I think by the time you get to Fantastic Four 2, maybe you'll be at that level, but they don't need to. All Marvel really ever sets out to do is to move their story along. That's it. The financial windfalls come from the byproduct of attention to detail and attention, and keeping up momentum. They don't send around a movie saying, "Oh, this movie needs to make this amount of money." I'm pretty sure there's some accountants that do, but for the most part, the creatives are just trying to, and they are in control. The money people just count the money that they bring in, but they try to put forth the best story, and I think that's what James Gunn and his crew need to do. They really need to just go out, make the best story that they can, and if they do that and they're not worried about anything else, a lot of times that kind of success will be the byproduct of it. But as far as Jurassic Park, the last 3 movies have done very well. I don't see anything different here with this one. Yeah, not only did he beat Brady, he beat a team that was trying to go 19-0. So your entire career matters. All pros was never the best amongst was never best players. Super Bowls are a team accomplishment. I'll agree, but at the same time, there's a reason why they have a Super Bowl MVP. And most people who have, all right, I'll ask you this, and maybe there's an answer to this. How many multiple time Super Bowl champions and multiple time Super Bowl MVPs are not in the Hall of Fame? Is there? They may be a lot. Hold on, let me Google that. Because that's actually a question I want to know. MVPs are not in the Hall of Fame. Maybe it's a lot. Who knows? Okay, let's see. Okay. This to me cemented. As of February 2025, Eli Manning is the only eligible multi Super Bowl MVP who is not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. All right. Regular season or not, it's an accomplishment. The 2 Super Bowls are a big accomplishment. The 2 Super Bowl MVPs. If you're a 2-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, which means you are considered the driving force in both of your team's victories, then yeah, you need to be on the Hall of Fame. I guess their lives going to be a wet dream for comic store owners with both Superman. Yeah. You know what? I like these movies and these shows because it allows us to grow our brand and grow our customer base because the attraction is there, and each one of us is gonna try to take advantage of that in a different way. I have my way of doing it. You guys have seen how I like to bring people to the story, and everybody else is going to have their way of doing it too. But it brings everybody to the surface and puts us all on the same playing field as far as interest. We may not all have the same level of knowledge of these characters, but we all are now interested in them at any given time. And the people who do know, I hope you are willing to have the kind of conversations to the people who don't know. Don't look at them as outsiders. Look at them as potential brothers and sisters. And I look at them as potential customers. And this is a fun time for me. July is going to be a very fun time for me. BVS for the Civil War was the real deal. Superman, Fantastic Four, it's like WCW. Well, even then, though, there was no real deal. It was people being stupid back in 2013, 2016. Once again, like I said, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because there are guys in for a quarterback, you got a lot of guys that are going to have a bunch of personal, individual stats, but it's a team, like you said, it's a team game. He got his team to the Super Bowl. He led his team in 2 very difficult Super Bowl titles. He was the best player on both of those teams. So yeah, I think he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll next time we get forth out to Vegas, we'll make up for our mistakes. Yeah, I heard about this today. WB dumped a bunch of movies on YouTube. This should be released Batgirl movie on YouTube. Why would they? Those movies aren't. Those movies weren't written off. I'm never going to be with you as far as releasing Batgirl. I don't think the movie should have ever been green lit. I don't think the money should have ever been wasted. Until you have established your Trinity, your real Trinity, not some substitute bullshit, you had no fucking business making a Batgirl movie. That's what James Gunn has to come in. That's what David Zaslav had to come into. Stupid ass decisions like Batgirl, stupid ass decisions like Wonder Twins, stupid ass decisions like ruining the Harley Quinn brand with a very bad movie. By the way, that's the 5th anniversary of that trash that came out. That's what they were up to. Batgirl is why decisions like Batgirl are why you have Warner Brothers Discovery and the DCU. Today pissed me off today because they changed the way the vote works and why it was 4 instead of the usual 5-7 giving in. Like I said, there's really I can't, there's no defense when it comes to trying to defend Hall of Fame and the way Hall of Fame are done and eligibility and all that stuff. You will be in the vast minority, Azteca, because a lot of people are going to be going to see those movies. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Let's see. No, not Gordon. We're talking about Steve Gordon. Hello, Bill. How you doing? I was not in the band. Wait a minute. Is WWE slowly phasing out NXT for budget reasons? No. Especially with the Evolve and TNA becoming partners. No, because TNA is that's a long-term partnership, but that's not their property. That's not their territory. They're not gonna give up NXT because they just took a contract from USA for TV rights. So no, they're not going nowhere. Straight out of Fresno, is that a song? Jim Plunkett. Hold on. Okay, no, Jim Plunkett doesn't count. Jim Punk. Damn, why can't I talk to Jim Plunkett won 2 Super Bowls. He was only the Super Bowl MVP of the first one. He was not Super Bowl MVP of the second one that he won. So Eli, okay, if you could make an argument for Jim Plunkett, but you'd have a stronger argument for Eli Manning. Because Eli Manning is a multiple-time Super Bowl MVP, and he's the only one that is eligible that is not in. Once again, though, who's going to remember the rest of his career? And the NFL has really hurt themselves as far as credibility goes. If you're going to try to say it's a Hall of Stats, and that's one thing, then there's a lot of guys that don't get in. But if you're saying it's a Hall of Fame, I mean, you can't. It's hard to say someone was average when they won 2 Super Bowls, when there are greats who can't win any. And he just wasn't on the team. He was the best player on the team. He made critical plays that other players just couldn't make. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think he's in. I think he should be in. Well, Jim Plunkett was MVP once, won twice as a starter. Yeah, like I said, I won't argue against Jim Plunkett. To be honest with you, yeah, Marcus Allen was the other MVP. William, did you get the comic book stands with Batgirl coming soon logo from DC? No, I did not. Yeah, I thought that was a horrible movie. It was a horrible story. Um, it just it was you had something special with Margot Robbie as that character, and you wasted it on that movie. Her trajectory is a weird trajectory because she started out in a cartoon, but then it got more intense, more more disturbing as a character. Um, I mean, she just still does well. You have to write those characters right for them to have that kind of meaning. I think the best Harley Quinn stuff currently is in the DC Black Label brand. Yeah, and I will. If Tony Khan creates a Hall of Fame, I'll take it as serious as I take WWE's Hall of Fame. Not at all. Oh Lord, here you go, Chuck. Ugh. Ben Roethlisberger was huge. He could take a hit. It was really hard to bring that guy down. I mean, if you did the tiebreaker between the two is Ben Roethlisberger won more games, but he also he also lost some games that he shouldn't have lost either. I mean, that 15-1 season he lost, and then losing to Green Bay in the Super Bowl, which is unfucking forgivable. But dude, that's a tough one. But based on stats, if you're going to go with just regular season stats, then both of them have 2 Super Bowls. Ben Roethlisberger, I think, did he have the one or did he have any? Hold on. It's hard to believe that guy's 42. It's but see, he in his Super Bowls, and I've watched both of his Super Bowls. He wasn't anywhere near the best player on the team. He was not the driving force. The defense, Jerome Bettis. I mean, you had a lot, a lot of guys on that team. I mean, he was a game manager. I mean, once again, they both won Super Bowls, but he won. They don't win those Super Bowls without Eli. But you know what? I once again, Ben Roethlisberger. If you want to put him in, I don't know. Just the standard is not consistent. As my Tom Brady's in. That's not even because he played forever. Yeah, those two guys won, and like I said, those guys being able to catch some of his crazy catches. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to catch on. But hey. Yeah, and not only were there 2 entirely different ways of quarterbacking, there were 2 entirely different teams built around them. It was different. It was different. I mean, the Giants don't win those Super Bowls without the ability to go through the air, whereas Pittsburgh had a lot of they had some great receivers, but they also had a running game and a defense on that was good throughout 2 different coaches. Bill Cowher won the first one, and Mike Thomas won the second one. So 2 different. It's a hard comparison though. It's the quarterback position that the standard isn't the same. Most other positions are pretty bad. But see, and here's the thing, though. You're the quarterback. You're the most important, one of the most important players on the team. Generally, you're most likely there. If you look at the modern era, based on the last 25, 30 years, you don't get there without an elite MVP level candidate as your Super Bowl. Eli was the only one that was really. But to be honest with you, to just be fair to Eli, he drugged two teams that weren't necessarily the best of their era to, so when you say his stats aren't, as great as certain other people's stats, he had guys that, different types of teams around him throughout the thing. And then they just got hot twice in 2011 and 2011 or 2007 and 11 to win titles. So to me, that strengthens this case. Josh Allen won MVP earlier tonight. Yeah, and that loss, they had no business losing to that Green Bay team that year. Yeah, but once again, the determining factor on that team was Eli Manning. I can't say the same thing for some of these other quarterbacks that have won it. Ben Roethlisberger. All right. Well, we're at 40 minutes. I don't have much to go over tonight. Like I said, I did not know I wasn't going to have Brad until 10 minutes prior to the show, because as of last night, he had given an indication that he would be feeling better today. But if he wasn't feeling better, that's one thing. So that's about it for me tonight. I don't know what's going to be going on for tomorrow night. I don't know. Like I said, I hope to have a normalized schedule here in next week, because we got a lot to talk about. We got Captain America, Brave New World coming. I'm going to be taking some of you lucky geeks here in Las Vegas to a special screening that I will be doing. Keep your eye on that. That's about it. That's about all I have. Anybody got anything else for me before I sign off? All right, guys. Well, I will maybe see you tomorrow night. If so, it'll be late. Like I said, I really, it sucks that my schedule is what it is, but I will try to jump on when I can. After this weekend, things start to normalize and we'll get back better then. So, once again, thank you for joining us tonight. Please like, subscribe, share the broadcast, and we will see you tomorrow night. Bye.